I decided to take a walk. It's really warm outside and pretty in this time of year. So about my deadlines, the reason I won't say that I completed this this goal is because I was supposed to come up with a very clear deadline, and that was too hard for me, especially because I am planning to move to London and I still don't know how much time I'll have for this project, like weekly. I think I'm going to give myself an estimated deadline of a month and a half, and hopefully I can finish this short film in a month and a half. Hello everyone, welcome back. This week I had 3 goals I wanted to achieve. Let's talk about everything. Let's talk about the process, and I will show you my reference, how I studied it, and the character posing that I did for the shots. So here I'm going over my reference and just trying to see exactly where my hips are moving, and I'm also trying to find the keyframes. It's usually very easy. The keyframes are where the main poses are. So obviously the first pose would be a keyframe, and then the pose where my hand goes to an extreme and puts the earring next to my ear. That's an extreme, that's why I would make this a keyframe. And then when the hand moves to the other extreme, to my other ear, that would be another keyframe. Also, my hips are moving forward or backwards, to the sides. I also need to trace that because that's a very natural body movement that I need to keep in the animation. Sync Sketch is very good for this. You can put up a white overlay and go through keyframes and also put some notes. You'll see that I'm writing down notes on the right side of the screen. So the cog is the center of gravity, and you can see when I'm moving, when my hips are moving right or left, my whole body is shifting. My chest, my shoulders are sliding over together with a cog. That movement is very important, especially if you want the animation to be realistic. You would write that down and keep notes on that. Some 2D animation doesn't really look at the cog, doesn't really take the cog into account, especially when there are moving holds. Like when the body is not moving, you would notice that at some 2D animations, anime, or cartoons, the whole body would completely stop. But in 3D animation, we really care about the cog, the center of gravity, and that movement, because the realistic movement is very important. What I do is look at the reference and pose the character, and then also look at the storyboard and try to replicate the position of the character. For example, in the first shot, the character is looking at the mirror. So, and we see this shot from over the shoulder of the character. So that's why I am posing the character, then looking at the camera in Maya and rendering the shot to see how it looks, if it's the way I wanted it to look. How close it looks to the storyboard, and if it conveys the story as I would like it to. I have a question. How do you define success? I feel like I define success as some pressure to excel so that society will see me as successful. I need to be the best or I'm nothing, and I don't mean anything, and I'll die and no one will remember me. I really hope you don't define success like I do. But I'm sure some of you do. And I feel like that has to change, because the amount of people who can be successful on a societal level are not many, and sticking yourself to that standard, sticking myself to that standard, is just disregarding the process of and the fun of being creative. Because if I didn't reach the goal, then who am I? And I feel like people lived for millions of years, and like the pressure they had wasn't as big as we have right now. The way they define success must have been different. And most of those people we don't remember. We don't know who they were. And possibly the same thing would happen to you and me. We won't be remembered. Not on that scale, not on a big scale of thousands and millions of years. So I feel like I need to let go of that. And like I said in the last video, learn to enjoy the process, which is terribly hard for me. Let go of what is considered as successful and just be you successful, be me successful. Do what we love to do. Do whatever you think is success or is good or will provide something for you. Let's try to remember that. Bye.